Hi, this is Alejandro, and welcome to this tips and tutorials video where I will show you how to write your own lo-fi beats using our latest release, AVANT Modern Keys, taking full advantage of the effects included to recreate the iconic sounds of lo-fi music. Let's get started. Lo-fi beats, or lo-fi hip-hop, it's a style of music that's become very popular in the last few years, especially on streaming platforms as background music used to relax and unwind. These attributes are philosophically inherent to the way one might approach producing a track in this style, where slightly degraded audio quality, or lo-fi, and relaxed quantization on the drum programming seem to be a staple of this genre. At the core of our track, we'll be using Avant's Tremolo Mark II snapshot from the core category to create a harmonic hook. Traditionally, this is done via sampling, therefore recreating that vintage or slightly degraded quality will be essential. To this end, we're going to make use of the aging effect in the effects page, where the noise and warble controls will give us that old vinyl sound and get us set in the right mood. As far as the musical content of the piano part, this is the time to put your music theory knowledge to use and get some nice 7th chord, with some pretty extensions to make the chord sounds nice and sophisticated. A nice little trick here is to think in terms of melodic contour, and then harmonize your line with the chords of your choice. Now that we have our core sound going, it's time to add some beats to it. And what better tool than the M307? With its built-in drum sequencer, it's really easy to get a beat going. For this, we're going to go to the style kits and select Ambient Edge. These presets are great to get a sound going in no time, since you have your kicks in the C1 octave, snares on the C2, then hats, perk, and effects in the subsequent octaves. The first thing you want to do here is get your sounds right. For a kick, we want something that's round and deep, so I took C#1 and detuned it by 9 steps and modified its envelope so that we don't have a ringing kick but rather a punchy, short sound. In the EQ filter page, I then added a low-pass filter to get rid of the snap and make it a mellower sound. For my snare sound, I went with C2, which I also detuned by 6 steps, adding to that vintage sound feel. And then for hi-hats, I used a combination of sounds, a primary driver, which is the D#3, and then sprinkled some other sources, as you can see in the drum machine grid. This leads me to the next concept, which is programming, and this step is critical. We need to try and emulate that hip-hop feel, and there's a few ways that you can go about it. If you're confident enough, you can go ahead and just perform it on your keyboard, or preferably on your MIDI pads for a more authentic experience, staying true to hip-hop producing techniques, involving the use of MPC-style machines. And this is not trivial, since much of the sonic characteristics of any genre of music is determined by the influence of the technology used to perform and produce it. This is particularly true to hip-hop beats, where the loose feel of the unquantized notes are so characteristic. If instead you wanted to program your drums, with the M307 it's really easy to approximate this sort of texture by using the swing and humanize functions in the built-in grid. You might want to experiment with these values to fit the groove you're after, but it's not a bad idea to have different values for each element of the beat. In this case, I can have the kick drum with 100% swing value and no humanize to get a solid foundation, while the hi-hats get a full humanized value and just 68% swing, creating a more elastic feel. You can get 80% of the way with just these two elements, the harmony and the drums. You can now experiment with using high-pass filters and dropping elements of the beat in and out of the sequence to create different parts to the track. I find that adding some Fury with some cassette tape leaded in gives it a nice texture to the overall sound. But to really take your track to the next level, you need to find unique elements to provide identity and character to your music. What you do here is very much gonna depend on your musical background. In my case, as a bass and guitar player, I like injecting some of that for a bit of realism by recording some R&B style bass lines and some funky guitar accents to make the beat a bit groovier. This quick tutorial has gotten you inspired to start exploring this very cool genre and making it your own. Let us know in the comments if you enjoy the contents of this video, and please give it a like and share. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest releases and video content. For more information on Avant, Fury and the M307, please visit Heavyocity.com. See you soon!